We go to Washington.
We don't give a fuck.
While the Supreme Court hears a case about dudes who like to feel pretty invading women's spaces.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
In Congress, experts,
Hold up.
doctors if you will,
You sure about that?
sit down with the Senate and confirm what we've always known once and for all. That men cannot become pregnant.
It's true.
Nope.
What?
Still don't know what a woman is.
How do you know that you're a man?
How do I know that I'm? I guess because I got a dick.
I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this, just like a certain Supreme Court justice,
I see nothing. I was not here.
these experts are fucking morons. But it's what's next. What's up, everyone? Jasper Gonzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Happy Thursday. Well, while we still have all the shenanigans and insanity that's going on in Minnesota regarding ICE, and of course, a certain person who was ended by ICE because, of course, defensive stance, defensive purposes, if you will, but Hollywood celebrates her like, she's the next saint or the next Mother Teresa, and completely forgets about Charlie Kirk. Anyway, we're going to take a break from that. We go to Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court is actually hearing a case about dudes who like to feel pretty invading women's spaces, and they're going to decide once and for all, should men be allowed to play in women's sports, because common sense, facts. Anyway, but in Congress, they're having a Senate hearing meeting. The Senate sits down with experts, doctors, certified doctors, physicians, medical people, and finally confirm what we've always known, that once and for all, that men cannot become pregnant. Nope. Like Matt Walsh, still don't know what a woman is. This, coming from Breitbart. Doctors called as Dems expert witnesses at a Senate abortion pill hearing refuses to say men cannot become pregnant. Yes, that's the expert witnesses. But remember, she's a doctor, so she's an expert. A doctor called by Democrats at an expert witness at a Senate hearing about abortion pills on Wednesday refused to state the fact that men cannot become pregnant. At a U.S. Senate hearing on, Senate Hearing Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, HELP, held a hearing called Protecting Women, Exposing the Dangers of Chemical Abortion Drugs, in which Republican lawmakers exposed the risk of abortion pills, as well as from the fallout of the Dementia Administration mail-order abortion scheme. Pro-abortion Democrats in attendance brought their own expert witnesses. Dr. Nisha Verma, who's based in Georgia and is a fellow with the Physicians for Reproductive Health. She's an expert. Of course, she's a medical physician. She has to be listened. During a part of the hearing in which lawmakers may question expert witnesses, Senator Josh Hawley, who has been a total savage, especially regarding this situation, a staunch advocate for pro-life causes, went back and forth with Dr. Verma in a tense 5-minute exchange over whether men can become pregnant, rather than answer a simple yes or no question because of facts and biology. Verma accused Hawley of trying to be polarized. Hawley asked Verma right after Senator Ashley Moody asked the same question, and Verma struggled to respond.
Ms. Verma, can men get pregnant?
Dr. Verma,
Yes.
I just want to make sure we're
Dr.
all
Verma,
addressing
can
each
men
other.
get pregnant? As a doctor, give me your opinion. As a doctor, can men get pregnant?
I mean,
I'll move on to the next one. Doctor, can men get pregnant? I know you're a lawyer, an AG, like I was an AG. Can men get pregnant?
No.
Is there any reason why men should get their hands on the abortion drug?
None.
And are they getting their hands on abortion drugs?
They are.
And are they getting them through the mail across state lines?
They are.
Even when it is illegal and the people have decided within states that they want to prevent that?
They are, and I would just add that that is because there is a concerted effort to prevent any accountability and any human contact. So they go to anybody who asks for them.
A simple yes or no question answered simply yes or no. Let's see. I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think men can become pregnant? Hawley asked. I hesitated. Well, actually, you know what? Instead of reading it, let's just go to the wonderful meme footage.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since you bring it up,
And I'm going to play the entire 5 minutes.
why don't we just start there? Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
Count how many times Hawley asks the question. I think I lost count at 8.
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
Can men get
I take care
pregnant?
of many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So can men get pregnant? You're a
totally
doctor, I
agree.
think.
Science and evidence
6.
should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men,
7.
can they get pregnant?
I also think yes, no
8.
questions like this are a political tool. And
No, yes, no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. You know, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert, and you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant?
9.
That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity
Oh my God.
as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
I think you're also conflating
This is
male
extraordinary.
female with.
No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
What you were talking about is biological.
You're not gonna answer my question, it sounds like.
Biological male.
Hawley's literally banging his head on the desk at this point. You could just picture him slamming his head on the desk in disbelief.
This isn't hard, doctor. Can men get pregnant? Yes or no?
I think we're not
I would
12.
be more than happy to have a conversation with you that is not coming from a place of trying to be polarized and push.
I'm not trying to be polarizing. I'm trying to ask. I think it is extraordinary that we are here in a hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men.
It also.
This
We
is
are here about the
2026.
safety of women and science that shows that this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the FDA label, another fact you haven't acknowledged, and yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality that biological men don't get pregnant. There's a difference between biological men and biological women. I don't know how we can take you seriously and your
Reality
claims to
and
be
fantasy.
a person of science if you won't level with this on this
Or
basic
mental
issue.
illness.
I thought we were past all of this, frankly. I can't believe we're still here talking about this.
I am a person of science, and I'm also someone here who's here to represent the complex experiences of my patients, and I don't think polarized language or questions serve that goal. I don't think they serve the American people.
It is not polarizing to say that there is a scientific difference between men and women, and I want this to be clear and for the record. It is not polarizing to say that women are a biological reality and should be treated and protected as such. That is not polarizing, that is truth. It is also, by the way, the United States Constitution, which offers unique protections to women in a variety of circumstances as women. And your refusal to recognize women as women and men as men is deeply corrosive to science, to public trust, and yes, to constitutional protections for women as women. And
I'm just going to stop it right there because Hawley's just on fire. Hawley's just on fire. My thoughts. Wow. What an exchange. Why? Why? Why is it so fucking hard for these people to just admit what is facts? What is facts? There is no way to dance around this. Men are men and women are women. Period. End of story. It's been since this Adam and Eve. That's how they've always been. Nothing has changed. In over 100,000 years existence on this planet, nothing has changed. Women still get pregnant. They have kids. Men don't. End of story. But no. It's just unbelievable. The refusal to just admit what it is. You know, you're supposed to be a doctor. You're supposed to be expert witnesses here. And yet, instead of just saying, yes, men cannot become pregnant. End of story. Let's move on. You have that one woman, Merle, who basically said, yeah, can men become pregnant? No. It's done. Move on. Matt Walsh is laughing at this right now. He is just laughing insanely right now, because of as much as dry humor as Matt Walsh has. But this is insane. This is absolutely insane. While we have a case at the Supreme Court right now being heard about dudes who like to feel pretty, about whether they should be allowed to be involved in women's spaces, to invade women's spaces, sports, this shouldn't even come to them. This should have never even reached the Supreme Court. This is a simple yes or no question. It's no. Men should not be allowed to be playing in women's sports. Period. End of story. But no. We can't have common sense. We can't have facts. We can't have biology. We can't have faith. No. Things have to be complicated because it's complex, according to this one expert doctor witness. Ridiculous. Tip my hat off. Tip my hat off to the senator. Tip my hat off to Miss Merle. Tip my hat off to the other senator, Josh Hawley, who just basically just roasted her 10 times. 10, 12 times. I lost count. How many times he had to ask and still got no fucking answer. It's a simple yes or no question. Why won't you answer it? Well, stop it. Just stop it. Her license should be revoked. Seriously, her license should be revoked and she should be removed from the facility in Georgia. She should not be an expert on anything. And clownery, man. It's funny, but it's sad at the same time. It's wow. Just wow. But anyway, with that being said, I'm Jazz Barganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.